My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey, welcome back, folks. Today, zooming in from Boise, Idaho, Casey Sparling is a real estate investor who first cut his teeth in real estate, kind of taking his house and then buying another one, renting out the first one, buying another one, renting out the second one, holding on to them. Then he got into short-term rentals. That really kind of opened his eyes to real estate as an investment. And these days he's starting to dip his toe into multifamily investing as well. So Casey, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, buddy. So let's take a look at what does your portfolio look like today? And we're just about November 2024.
Let's see. Okay, so my portfolio as of right now, I've got a long-term rental that actually is just about to come on the market November 7th. I've already got a renter lined up for that one. I've got my Airbnb, my short-term rental as well. And also I am part of a 203 unit apartment complex in Des Moines, Iowa.
Very nice. All right. So you got a long-term rental, you got a short-term rental, and you're a partner in a multifamily syndication. Very cool.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about this short-term rental journey, because it sounded like at one point you had a couple on the go and you're managing somebody else's as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, so one thing I forgot to mention, I've also funded another short-term rental. So how I originally actually started in long-term renting, and I had a little bit of help, but I was trying to kind of learn the ropes and do it on my own.
Yeah.
And despite everything, I just wasn't having the best of luck with long-term renters. So then
Having
I
some tenants
decided,
and toilets challenges, were you?
yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I hear you.
all the things. And then after that kind of didn't go as planned, we didn't really want to get rid of our homes because we knew that it was a definite investment for sure. So then we started looking more into Airbnbs, and we pulled out a HELOC on one of our rentals,
Yeah.
and we took that money and we used it to fund our Airbnb. And
To fund purchasing another property, or to fund furnishing and getting one of the properties ready as an Airbnb? Which one?
yeah, furnishing and getting it ready to be Airbnb.
Got it. Yeah.
We just wanted to make sure we did everything right. We wanted to make sure that we could stand out from the other Airbnbs in our market as much as possible.
So was this in
So
Boise? Were these properties all in Boise? Okay,
yeah,
very cool.
yeah.
So give me an idea, like how much did you invest in turning that property into like a really desirable short-term rental?
We invested approximately 20K into that house. We hired a designer, a decorator, and just kind of, we wanted to make sure that we were providing
Yeah, you weren't
quality in
going
our
you
house.
weren't going cheap. You didn't scrimp on it. You put in nice furnishings and the whole bit. It made it look good.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
and then, and that house, what we kind of noticed there was a lot more Airbnbs actually popping into the market.
Hmm.
And we were starting to see kind of our cash flow kind of take a dip. So then we started thinking about, well, what can we do to possibly, stand out from the crowd? So then what we did is we invested in a fleet of rental scooters as well. Um, so
Cool.
yeah, so that was
A
uh,
fleet being how many?
so I have 12 right now, but when I first
Wow.
started, we had six. And we just, behind that house, there's a walking path and it goes to like some ponds, like some fishing ponds, and there's cool things to explore around that house.
Yeah.
So we're thinking like this might be actually another way to not only stand out from the crowd of other Airbnbs, but also it's kind of a separate business set aside from the Airbnb. So we actually do charge
Yeah.
for those as well. So
That's curious. We'll definitely get back to the real estate. That's the name of the game here. But just out of curiosity, I thought those rental scooters we're all through like the big guys, the birds and the whatever they're called,
The
like
birds and the limes,
limes.
and
Yeah.
yeah.
So you
Uh,
were you part of like are you part of that, or is this you created your own little mini version of that?
yeah, just my own little mini version. It's not, and I'm not affiliated with Lime or Bird at all. It's
But it's
just,
that idea, right? So people can scan, create, get an app and unlock your scooter and it charges them by the mile or by the minute or whatever, right? For
yep, same exact concept, just on a much smaller scale.
cool. I didn't even know that was, I didn't even have no, I had no idea that was a thing. So how's, is that working out fairly well?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's hit or miss, but I
Yeah.
I definitely know that we've gotten quite a few reviews of people saying they really enjoyed having the scooters there, especially when they go there with kids. So
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. So you're looking for different unique ways to stand out. Then what happened? Did you get into managing somebody else's Airbnb, if I recall correctly?
yeah, so I don't actually manage my Airbnbs. I've been in the management game before.
Hmm.
Um, I got a good buddy of mine who he has a property management company, so he actually manages them for me.
Mhm.
I wasn't interested in managing my own properties after doing the long-term renting, and Airbnbs, they're a lot more hands-on. I mean, you
Yeah.
have to almost be available 24/7.
Yeah. And
So
cleaning and everything and all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, so and then that was our first Airbnb, and then we got a second one as well.
And at the moment, you've got how many Airbnbs?
So right now we actually sold one of our Airbnbs
Got it.
recently to diversify our portfolio and get into the apartment world.
Got it.
But so I've got one Airbnb currently, and then my long-term rental that's about to come online right now. So I've downsized my Airbnbs a little bit.
Very cool. And reading what you sent in ahead of time and said you guys decided to fund somebody else's home and turn it into a short-term rental. So was that
Yeah,
kind of would that be almost like an arbitrage thing? Or did you guys kind of partner up on that? How did that one work?
yeah, so we partnered up on it. This was a family that was moving out of the state,
Yeah.
and they liked the idea of Airbnb. Unfortunately, just didn't have the funds to do it.
Hmm.
So we kind of,
To design and furnish the house and get it all
yeah.
ready to go. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, so then we stepped in and we said, yeah, well, it was the thing that caught our eye on that one is Airbnbs were becoming so popular in our current market. And my wife and I were kind of more thinking we need something that's a little more unique, not something that's a typical 3 bed, 2 bath, because that's the most common over here.
Hmm.
So this Airbnb that we funded, it's a much bigger house. It actually has a theater room. I think it has 4 or 5 bedrooms. So it's a little bit bigger and it can acquire for bigger parties. And not to
Hmm.
mention you could actually host there too, like for like holidays and things like that. So that was the one thing that caught our eye on that one. So it was a little more spendy to get that one online and going for sure, but it was definitely worth it. So we're getting a portion of their bookings every month. So
Okay, very good. So you got your own and you got part of this one, you've got a partnership on one that you guys funded.
yeah.
Got it. All right, very good. And then now you guys are kind of looking into the multifamily space. You're involved in your first as limited partners in your first multifamily property. What have been some of your big takeaways comparing multifamily as a limited partner versus short-term rentals as the owner of the entire property?
There's there's a lot. It's a huge difference. The numbers are obviously clearly bigger.
Well,
There's
it
just
kind of
a
depends though, doesn't it? Because they're bigger globally, but when you look at your portion of the ownership of the building, chances are they're a lot smaller. I'm guessing. Like I'm guessing the cash flow on the short-term rental is probably pretty significantly higher than what you're going to be getting for disbursements from the multifamily, but I could be wrong.
so every deal is different.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the way everything is structured. Really, I can't say every multifamily deal is structured the same.
Mm.
The biggest thing that we really liked about it is it was helping to diversify our portfolio in a different way that I didn't really know a ton of people doing.
Yeah.
Um, and it was just another way to kind of break into break into like a bigger space, a commercial space, really. And that was one of the biggest things that we were excited about. But then also
Mhm.
at the same time, it's kind of more my main focus now.
Okay.
I'm still involved in residential homes. If the deal's right, the deal makes sense, and it's not going to take up a lot of my time or effort, then great. I will go all about it. But at the same time, my main focus right now is on apartment complexes and commercial real estate for sure.
So moving ahead, where do you see that taking you, Casey? You're focusing on that? Do you want to keep focusing there as a limited partner, or you want to start getting into the operations side of these kind of deals?
Um, I'm open to both, but uh, more likely I want to be involved in the operations side of things. So I'm actually currently looking for my next market right now. I think I have my market dialed in currently.
Mhm.
So, but no, this is definitely the direction I'm going to go. And with that being said, the thing about residential homes that I just never really saw an end. I know a lot of people who do residential homes, and they work all the time.
Mm. Yeah.
And I've got young little kids at home, and I want to be still investing, but um I want to feel like I am doing enough and getting enough cash flow from other properties to where I don't have to feel like I'm working constantly.
Yeah.
And so I've just been observing other people who do residential real estate for a long time, and that's kind of what that was a big motivation to make the switch.
You seem a little bit busier than you want to be with the managing their properties kind of thing, taking care of their
Absolutely.
properties. Cool.
Yes.
So where do you see yourself going over the next, I don't know, year to 2 years? Where do you see things going, Casey?
2 years. I wrote this down on my goals. In 2 years, I see myself being partnered with 500 doors in apartment complexes, and also just having freedom, having the time that I want to be with my family. Really, I mean
Nice.
that's kind of my goals in a very tight nutshell. But
Yeah.
but no, just I just want to. I'm okay to work really hard for a deal, but at the same time, once the deal is over and done, I'm okay to still be there for it. I just don't want to feel like I have to work my life away to financially support my family, and then also be there for
Understood.
them as well.
Yeah,
So
I understand. Awesome, Casey. Well, hey, if people are watching this and they want to connect with you, what's the best thing for them to do?
I'm on Instagram. It's just my name, Casey Sparling _. I'm also on Facebook. So those are the two areas I'm active the most. And I'll
Yeah,
see you guys
probably
come
those
across.
two. So either Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, Casey, thanks very much for being on the show. That's been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next. Hey there. I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.